Hello, hello, Algebra 2. Working on section 2.5, line of best fit, and we're going to be using our calculator to find regression lines. Okay, so here's what a lot of your problems are going to look like for section 2.5. It's going to be some sort of data set. Alright, and then we are going to kind of take a little side trip. Instead of do the directions exactly like the book, we're going to be using our calculator. Okay, you're going to see the book is going to pick just 2 points, usually the front and the back, and come up with an equation based on those 2 points. Or have you kind of fit a line manually in there and then find 2 points that's close to the line. We're just going to have our calculator do the best line for us. Okay, so a lot of calculator operations here today. So we're going to push stat, it's down here by the arrow keys, stat, edit. Alright, and if you have stuff typed up in here in your L1 and L2, you're going to go up over the L2 and push clear, enter. Don't push delete. Okay, over here push clear, enter. Alright, if you make an error when you're typing stuff in down here, you can push delete and then put the correct thing in. But if you're up top, we want to clear, enter. Alright, because if you hit delete, here's what happens. It's about a 30-second process to fix it. It's just a pain. Okay, let's say I hit delete. Whoops, see what it did? It took out L1. L1's gone. Okay, and you really just can't start calling this one L1 and bump them all down, so you got to really delete them all. Okay, and now we're going to push second 1. See how it's the second 1 says L1? Enter. And you just can do that same process, second 2, to get all your names back in. So it's just a bit of a nuisance, and it only goes through 6. Okay, so now we're back to L1. So if we have a data set, your whatever is usually an amount of time, your year, okay, your month, your minute, your second, your hours, whatever that is, that's going to be your X, that's going to go in L1. And with this one, we got a choice. You can type in 2004, or to kind of make it shorter, I'm going to go with just 4. And of course, an error. 2, go 2. Yep, so make sure we're down here in the box. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So those are my years. And over here in L2, I'm going to type in the number of cars we sold. So 49, 300. 47, 280, 52, 175, 53, 705, 55, 180, 56, 802. Okay, if you're looking at that, you want those all to match up. We don't want to have any extras. We need both lists to be the exact same size. Alright, so we typed it in. Fantastic. Next we need to quit. Okay, second, quit. Second, quit. They're right next to each other. Takes us back to the main screen. Okay, we're going to push stat again. S-T-A-T, stat. And this time we're going to slide over. We're going to use our arrow key to slide over to calculate. And we want to calculate linear regression, the fourth one. Enter. Yep, my X's were in L1, my Y's were in L2. If your calculator is showing these, I want those blank for now. And we're going to calculate. Ta-da! There it is. Okay. So my line, where can I hide that right there, is going to be, see we got y equals ax plus b, a slope-intercept form that we were just talking about earlier in the chapter. And my A is 1792.57 x plus the B value is 40,755.29. Okay, we talked about R value there. 0.93 is pretty good. Okay, the closer we are to 1 or to -1, the better. 0.93 is pretty close to 1. So that's going to be a pretty strong positive relationship there. All right. Next, we're going to use our line of best fit, our line of regression, to see into the future. All right. So depending on what you did, if you typed in 2004, 2005, 2006, you might have had you probably have the same slope, maybe a different number here. And you're going to need to type in 2020 in for x when we go to solve this in a minute. If you did 4, 5, 6 like I did, you're just going to use 20. So to approximate what our sales are going to be in 2020, I've got 1792.57 times 20 plus 4755.29. So we're going to estimate here that in the year 2020, if this pattern continues, we're going to be selling 76,606.7. We'll round it up. We'll give ourselves the benefit of the doubt. We're going to sell that 607th car. Okay? All right, we're going to go through that process again. Are you ready? If you need to pause and rewind, now's the time to do it. We're going to pause and rewind if you need to. Otherwise, we're moving on to the next one. Ice cream sales. Okay, so it's the same process. We're going to go stat, edit, and I need to clear out my list. So up, clear, enter. Clear, enter. Now, for my time, months, I can't type in January, February, March. Okay, but January is the first month, second month, third, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So we're going to type those in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then my gallons of ice cream sold, 37, 44, 72, 80, 105, 110, 119, 131. Okay? We don't have a matching one for 9. Alright, September is actually going to be the question. That's the one we're doing. We're going to try to predict what September is going to be, so I don't want that one in there. So we can hit delete on an individual number, and that's okay. Delete. Okay, now we all match up. We all have partners. That's good. Do you remember what to do next? We don't want to go right away to calculate while we're sitting in here, because sometimes for some calculators that will just put the equation in the box and it just messes everything up. It gets ugly. So we're going to quit. Second quit. And now we're back to our main screen. Stat, calculate. Used my arrow keys to slide over. And we want the fourth one. L1, L2, yep, blank, blank, good. Boom. Okay, so there's my equation. Y equals 13.95 times x plus 24.46. And this has an R value of 0.98. Wow. Really, really good. Really close to 1. Okay? So, to predict what we're going to sell in September, 13.95 times September is the 9th month. Here's where we're going to use that 9 plus 24.46. We're projecting that we will sell 150.01 or just 150 gallons of ice cream in September. Okay, something to think about here. Does this type of a situation, do you think that's best represented by a line, a constant change? What month is next? October? Do you think my ice cream sales are going to continue to go up in November and December? And then back to January, it's going to keep going up? Or do you think it's going to be kind of an up and down kind of a thing. Probably going to be an up and down kind of a thing. We're probably going to sell a lot more here in May, June, July, August, and even into September, and then maybe die off in October, November, December, January, February. So if you go back into your stat and calculate, look at this. Under linreg, we have quadratic in case it's going to fit more of a U, a cubic, quartic, linear regression a plus bx, log regression, exponential, power. We got all these other ones. And there it is, sine regression. So this would be like a sine wave. And it would maybe fit this kind of a situation better. So there's all kinds of lines of regression. We're just going to work on the linear one. Okay? And then later on, if you progress in math even further, you'll be using those other ones. So there you go. If you need to rewind and watch again to see those calculated procedures, feel free to do that. Otherwise, you should be good to go. For your homework, it's going to be this procedure. Enter into calculator, have your calculator do the regression line. So your answer to the regression line might be a little bit different if you're checking your answers in the back of the book. And then your answer, when you answer the question that they have, that's going to be a little bit different too. So don't worry too much there if you aren't getting the exact same thing as what the book has, because the book is you're supposed to, they want you to kind of do it like this. Like, oh, I'm going to draw my line, and I went through this point and this point. All right, now let me figure out the equation of the line through those 2 points. Okay, we're having the calculator do it for us, so it's going to be that best line every time, and that way everyone should get the same equation, because we're all using the same data points, and we're using the calculator, and telling the calculator to do it, instead of us kind of picking a line in there, so we should all be getting the same equations. Alright, thanks for watching, hope that helped.